Today we're talking about an Australian whose care, compassion and devotion to others helped her survive for more than 3 years as a prisoner of war. Her name was Vivian Bullwinkel. Vivian Bullwinkel was born in Kapunda, South Australia in 1915 and raised in Perth, Western Australia. After training as a nurse, she worked in Broken Hill, gaining vital experience in one of Australia's most remote and demanding medical environments. When the Second World War broke out, Vivian tried to enlist in the Royal Australian Air Force as a nurse but was denied due to having flat feet. Instead, she enlisted in the Australian Army Nursing Service and was sent to Southeast Asia with the 2nd 13th Australian General Hospital. In early 1942, as Japanese forces advanced towards Singapore, Vivian and 65 other nurses were evacuated aboard the SS Vinebrook. On the 14th of February, the ship was attacked and sunk by Japanese aircraft near Banker Island. 12 nurses were killed in the attack, and more than 100 survivors eventually reached the shore after hours in the water. At Raji Beach, Japanese troops eventually arrived. The men were shot and bayoneted. The nurses and one female British civilian were ordered to walk into the sea. They linked their arms together and stoically walked into the waves together, understanding their fate. They were shot from behind. Vivian Bullwinkel was struck by a bullet that passed through her body. She survived by pretending to be dead and later crawling into the jungle. There she found Private Cecil Kingsley, a wounded British soldier, and she cared for him for nearly 12 days in the jungle despite her own injuries. Starvation eventually forced him to surrender. Kingsley died soon after capture. Vivian spent more than 3 years as a prisoner of war, continuing to care for her fellow prisoners. In 1947, Vivian retired from the army at the rank of Lieutenant Colonel and became the Director of Nursing at Melbourne's Fairfield Hospital. She then devoted her life to nursing, veterans and remembrance, serving on the Council of the Australian War Memorial and later as the President of the Australian College of Nursing. Vivian provided vital evidence after the war against war crimes committed. In 1977, she married Colonel Francis Statham, and in 1992, she returned to Banker Island to unveil a memorial to the nurses that never came home. In her life, she received many honours and awards, including the Florence Nightingale Medal, an MBE, and she was even an Officer of the Order of Australia. Vivian Bullwinkel passed away on the 3rd of July 2000, aged 84. Today, her statue stands outside the Australian War Memorial, honouring not just her, but every nurse who has served with courage and compassion. Vivian Bullwinkel proved that you don't need a weapon to show bravery, and that sometimes the greatest courage is found in saving lives. That's the story of Vivian Bullwinkel, and that's a story worth remembering.